Today we're going to finish up the right triangle trig section. The other day we talked about finding the sides in a right triangle, and in this short video here I want to talk about finding missing angles in a right triangle. Okay, so we start off the same way as we do with when we're finding the sides. The first thing we're going to do is look for where is what angle are we looking in reference to. Okay, so in this example, we're looking at theta down here in the lower right. You might want to jot this triangle down so you got a sketch of it. And if we're going to find theta, in reference to theta, this side over here is the opposite side. This side over here is the hypotenuse. Okay, so to find theta, I'm going to pick the trig ratio that relates opposite and hypotenuse, that is sine. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, and then I'm going to write it out. And then I'll just solve the equation. So sine of theta is equal to the opposite, which is 5. Divided by the hypotenuse, which is 10. Now to get theta by itself, what I have to do is the inverse sign. If this was like, I don't know, 5x equals 25, what I would do to solve for x is I'd do the inverse. The inverse of multiplication is division, so I'd divide by 5. All right. The inverse of sine is inverse sine, or sometimes you'll hear it said as arc sine. Okay, so we'll do the inverse sine of the left, do the inverse sine of the right. Okay, and you can put that right in your calculator. If you do second, the sine button, and then 5 divided by 10, that will calculate this angle theta. So that all goes away on the left, and I just get theta is equal to 30 degrees. For this example, make sure your calculator is in degree mode so that it computes the degree correctly. Okay, and that's all we're doing for finding a missing angle in a triangle. It's just that inverse sine, or sometimes it's called arc sine. Right? So it could be sine, cosine, tangent. It works the same for all of them. Let's do one more example here. Okay, cosine, we're not going to do all three of these. Let's just do one, let's do tangent. Not that it really matters. So we'll do the tangent one. So jot that example down real quick. And what we're going to do to solve for tangent here is we have to undo the tangent. Now some students I'll see like they'll divide by tan. And it's like that doesn't mean anything. It's not tan times theta, it's tan of theta. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do the inverse of tan. So tan inverse. It looks like it's raised to the -1. It's not. It just means inverse. So tan, inverse tan of the left and the right. And if you do this, you get that theta, put this in your calculator, inverse tan 4.23, you get that theta is equal to 76.7 degrees. Okay? So this one we didn't have a picture, but anytime you're trying to find a missing angle and you have a right triangle, you can use the inverse trig functions to do that.